Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mark Parham podcast. You can follow me online by going to Spotify, going to Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to podcasts, and just type in Mark Parham podcast, and I should pop up. And so, I always, I've been listening to Elon Musk, and I've been listening to a lot of people, that are big into, the tech industry and all this other stuff. And, you know, the question I have for anybody listening to this is, will uh, will robots replace people in corporate America? And the reason why I'm saying that is because, or the reason why I'm asking that question is because, you know, when you look at AI, when you look at all of this new stuff that's happening with robotics and all of the, new technologies that's being created, and it's a lot of amazing stuff. Like I've seen a lot of the new stuff that's happening, and it's like amazing. And you know, when you think about robots, robots are going to get to the point where they're going to be easy to repair. They're not going to get sick like human beings. They can work for very long hours. You don't have to worry about a robot having back problems and all this other stuff. And, you know, the technology, the advancements that I'm seeing is astounding. And I really think that, you know, maybe you don't feel this way, but we might get to the point where a corporation has maybe a few thousand people and that's it. Like the days of, companies having thousands and thousands of people that work for them, those days might be over in the future. Like it might get to the point where a corporation maybe has 1,000 people that can basically, that's it. Maybe 1,000 people and maybe who knows, 10,000 robots or something. And I really think that might be the future. I've heard some people, talk about how AI is going to basically end a lot of white collar jobs. And, I'm not surprised with that because you think about it. I mean, artificial intelligence is getting to the point and it's, getting better and better every, few months and every year. And so it's getting to the point where, how do you compete with a computer? Like, how do you compete with something that can, type up a doc or create a document real quick? How do you compete with something that can, sit up and do research very fast? These are tasks that normally, a person says, well, give me a few days to look this up or to find, this out. And, you can basically run something through a large language model and, get your answer. And so, it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen in the future as far as corporate America, because, you know, I'm seeing that, I think it was Oracle and some of these companies are getting, basically firing a lot of folks or laying off a lot of people, however you like to say it. But, they don't need the amount of people that they used to have. And, these companies that have been around for basically 10 years plus, they had all these people and different departments and things like that. Think about it. I mean, you're going to have robots that can maybe sit at a desk and start typing. It's going to be amazing to see what's going to happen in the future. But I really think some of this stuff that Elon's talking about with, I think he called it humanoid robots that can do the normal task of everyday people, those are going to basically be everywhere. And why wouldn't a company use those type of robots? Why wouldn't a company use a robot that can lift heavy boxes or a robot that can maybe repair a truck or something like that? Like, I think it's going to happen in the future. And almost all of that stuff from the science fiction movies that people would watch, that stuff is getting closer and closer to reality. Like a lot of those things where you said, oh, that's not going to happen, that stuff is happening in the future. And, you're, I'm on social media and what the new technology is just amazing. Like I'm just like lost for words. I know I'm rambling right now, but to see how far, computers and technology and robots have come from maybe 10 years ago is just, amazing. And then, like I said, wait till more of these, more of the software and stuff for these robots and things like that. Wait till it becomes more open source. Like, wait till we get to a point where, you know, a cost of a robot is maybe a few $1,000s instead of maybe $10,000. Imagine if we can get a robot down to the price of maybe 2 grand, $2,000, or maybe $1,000. Like, just imagine how that's going to change the world. And so, I think the future is, it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a whole new world that it's going to take people time to adjust to it. I mean, you think about even, what is it, fast food restaurants. Well, instead of somebody being behind, making behind a counter making your hamburger, man, if a robot's just standing there after the day, and you sit up and tell the robot what you want in your hamburger, and then the robot creates it real quick without, having to interact with a bunch of staff members. And so think about what this is going to do to, just the world, having these robots. And so, I think Amazon, from what I've been reading, Amazon wants to, well, I think, well, not wants to, but, they're using a lot of different robots and stuff, at the Amazon warehouse and stuff. They're using robots and different things and technology to lift heavy boxes and move stuff around. And so, wait till that becomes normal. Like, wait till all of the companies start doing it, and then wait till, the price of robots goes down. Like, it's going to be a whole new world. I mean, it might get to the point where somebody at Walmart is greeting you and it's not a human being. Like, you might ask a robot a question like, oh, well, is this on aisle 6? And that robot takes you over to aisle 6 or whatever it is. Like, that's just amazing when you think about it, especially if you're somebody that grew up, in the 80s and 90s, where, you go to a store and get bad customer service and all this other stuff. Like, it's going to get to the point where, what are you going to blame? You're going to blame a robot for bad customer service? Like, it's just going to be interesting. And so, I think with these robots, I think companies are going to become more efficient. I think that companies are going to make more money because, think about it, a lot of these corporations have to pay staff and pay workers and their sick leave and all this stuff. And a robot doesn't need that. Like, a robot can work long hours. It can lift heavy things. It doesn't need all of the things that humans, need. And then it's not all emotional and it needs time off. It's not going to get pregnant or anything. So, it's definitely going to make a lot of companies that are very wealthy right now make even more money. And it's going to increase the productivity of people who maybe have smaller businesses, like a small businessman, let's just say, who has a warehouse somewhere or e-commerce business and needs, people to lift things. He can just basically have a few robots in there to lift boxes and move stuff around. So this is going to increase productivity all across the board, whether you have a corporation or a small, e-commerce business. Everything is about to change. And, a lot of stuff that Elon Musk is talking about is going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to take people a while to adjust to, but it's already here, and it's going to only keep on getting better. And so it's, we're just getting to a point where basically everyone, might sit up and have access to these things. And it's going to change the world. It's going to put a lot of people out of jobs, but it's going to also create new jobs. It's going to create jobs where they're going to need people to repair these robots, people to design these robots. Like, it's just amazing. And I know I'm rambling, but I think this might be something that's normal with corporations all across the world, like to sit up and start using robots instead of having to pay and have a huge payroll, and this person can't come in and to work and all this other stuff. It's like corporations are going to have a field day, as they say, with these new robots and this new technology that's being created. And just going to be very interesting to see. So in the comment section, let me know how you feel about robots and corporate America, and how these robots are going to change the workplace all around the world. So just let me know how you feel, and then also give this a like, and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you.